After my natural delivery, I was diagnosed with pelvic relaxation that left me with almost no muscle tone down there. My husband, whose physical needs no longer aligned with my condition, gradually became distant and refused to share a bed with me anymore. When my father-in-law found out, he cornered me in the bathroom with a strange, knowing look. He mentioned his own medical condition and awkwardly suggested that my situation might be something he could help with professionally. That evening, I made a point of dressing up carefully, but my husband, Gordon Rudd, claimed that he had a lot to deal with at work, so he grabbed his pillow and went to the study. I was so upset that I was on the verge of tears. The baby's already 3 months old, and you've barely been close to me since then. I have emotional needs too. Don't you realize there's a problem? Please, just stay with me tonight. I'll try harder. He sighed impatiently. I don't feel anything anymore. You should really listen to me and see Dad for treatment as soon as possible. As he walked away without hesitation, I could no longer hold back my tears. In the end, I could only blame myself. After all, I had no right to resent Gordon. My husband and I used to be deeply in love. We had always been close and affectionate. 3 months ago, I gave birth to twins through natural delivery. My birth canal tore during labor. I needed more than a dozen stitches. After that, my body changed significantly. Our relationship took a massive hit. My husband stayed with me only once after the birth, then avoided intimacy altogether. These past few weeks, I had been trying to distract myself in different ways, but nothing could replace real emotional closeness. If anything, it only made me feel more empty. That night, I was so desperate I swallowed my pride and reached out to my husband again. However, not only did he refuse me outright, he once again told me to find time to see his father for treatment as soon as possible. My father-in-law, Mark Rudd, was a gynecology specialist at a top-tier local hospital. He was incredibly skilled. People even called him a miracle worker in his field. He was my father-in-law, after all. How could I, as his daughter-in-law, possibly go to him with such a private issue? Even though Mark was nearly 50, he was strikingly handsome. He always wore a pair of gold-rimmed glasses that made him look refined and scholarly. He kept himself in excellent shape, too, carrying a calm and mature presence. Ever since Gordon became distant, I had found my thoughts drifting in ways that made me uncomfortable. If he were really the one examining me, I feared I might feel deeply embarrassed. While I was lost in my tangled thoughts, faint sounds drifted through my in-laws' room next door. The noises were clearly intimate, filled with tension and emotion. As Janet's breathless voice carried through the wall, I unexpectedly found myself feeling envious and conflicted. If only I could feel that kind of closeness again. The thought stirred something restless in me, making it impossible to relax. Just then, raised voices suddenly came from the room next door. Janet was protesting loudly. Mark's voice followed, softer, trying to calm her down. I was stunned. Apparently, the intensity of their interaction had become overwhelming for her, and she refused to continue despite his attempts to persuade her. You're too much sometimes. If you really need this, go find someone else. I froze. The contrast between them and my own situation made everything feel even more unfair. With a sigh, I climbed out of bed and walked slowly to the guest bathroom in the living room. Standing in front of the mirror, I looked at myself. My skin was fair and smooth. I had a figure that would turn heads. Anyone who saw me would call me beautiful. Yet, despite my appearance, my husband paid no attention to me anymore. I was left alone with my thoughts. I stood there for a long time, trying to steady my breathing and calm the emotions building inside me. When Janet had made that suggestion earlier, a fleeting, inappropriate thought crossed my mind, one that I immediately tried to suppress. God, what am I thinking? He's my father-in-law.